My project today is to build a power monitor for my home electrical system. The situation was after the hurricane, I decided to get an emergency electrical generator, which is down there behind the ladder. And I'm going to be setting it up later so you can see. Anyway. It's going to be tied into the electrical panel at this point. I have the box installed already. It's a 4-inch deep box. And I have already made up the instruction sheet for connecting the generator, setting it up. So anybody could come in here and just read that and put it all together and get it online. The system I'm using, as opposed to a transfer switch, is an interlock plate. What this allows me to do is get access to all the breakers rather than selected few that you would have to spend $300 to $400 for a transfer switch. What this does is you shut off the main, it drops down and lets me connect the generator back feed. When I open the panel up, I'll give you a more detailed look at how it's connected. But there is the EMT going over to this generator input. It's a 30 amp 4-terminal 4-pole, and it's 10 gauge stranded wire connecting it to the panel. The generator would go out in the driveway. I have a Generac 10 gauge stranded 4 leads that connects to here from the generator. I'll show you all that when I get it all done. The thing I wanted to monitor was the house power and the generator power using the same meters. So what I decided to do is get a 4-pole double throw switch. So I can select the house or transfer it and select the generator. And then it just transfers the input from the transformers from the house or the transformers from the generator to the actual meter. And when I get it all together, I'll show you that. But anyway, I stripped out some stranded wire from a data cable because the wire is going to connect to these wires here. They're very light. I've been playing with it. It works well. So anyway, I took the cover off that 4-inch box, cut it to the appropriate size for the meter to set down in there. Here's one here. That'll go in there. Like that. There'll be 2 of them, one on top, one on bottom, one for each phase. And you connect your wires here. There's the pattern. I will do I will put detailed pictures in the video for this, but that's the way it connects. This is your load, which would be coming in from commercial. That's the transformer. And then power picks up the same power as the load, and then the transformer. Well, let me put this together and you'll see how it works. I got these online. As you can see, they're made in China. I will post more information about that also. And what comes with the package is the transformer, the meter, instructions, and That's what it is. There's a switch here, a button. You can reset it, set alarms, turn the backlight on and off. And the instructions sheet is written in Chinglish, but it works. Anyway, I will show you more detail later. All right, I got it, and so I got the switch installed, and you'll see if you push the switch to the back, that will be looking at the generator when it's running. And keep it forward, I'm looking at the regular commercial power from FPL. And I'm getting ready to run it into the tube. Got to take the cover off. Got it pre-wired here. The small red and black go to the center of the 4-pole double throw switch. The blue and the green are going to be connected to the generator feeds, and the brown and the orange is going to be connected to the house or FPL feed. I put a little shrink wrap over here just to bundle it together for neatness of installation. And there is just enough clearance for this thing to set on here and clear the switch. So that's going to be the next situation, next operation, getting all the cables into the hole. Okay, I got the lines fed through. I wish I had somebody help me video here, but I have to do this on my own. So, the next thing you'll see is I'll have it all installed. I'll pull these wires through all the way. Installing the clip-on transformers, I put tie wraps here and here just to hold them into place on the main feed. These will just hang down here, and that's basically, let me show you. I'll be careful here, just squeeze it so it clicks. I think I got it. Let me see. There we go, clicked. So those two are in place. Now I'm going to connect these wires to those thin ones, and I'll have it done. Here is the back feed generator coming from back feed generator breaker. It's locked on. You buy this as a kit. It's about $50 for my panel. Different panels at different prices, but it's in that general $50 range. It screws in, and what this allows you to do is when you shut this guy off, you can turn this guy on. This is a 30 amp breaker. If you have a bigger generator, you can use a 60 amp breaker. Depends on the generator you have. I think this is a great solution, inexpensive with power monitoring, and that's one of the reasons why I'm going with this power meter. I can monitor what my loads are. And during an outage, we had Hurricane Irma come through, and I was anticipating Maria, which we were spared on that one. But I thought, you know, the weak link in my house is backup power. My house was built to hurricane standards, 140 mile an hour winds. We have a new roof. I have storm shutters over there. I have the storm shutters. And so I bought a generator. I'll get that out later. And I had 3 tanks of fuel, propane fuel. Each one that gets me about 7 to 8 hours. So I got about 24 hours there. And then I can also use gasoline because it's a dual fuel generator, which I'll show you later. It's all buried right now, but it's gasoline and propane. And I'll tell you about how I got this, what a great deal it was. Bought it online. It was free shipping, no tax, delivered to my garage. I mean, I'll give you more details on that later, but this is a great buy. So without further ado, let me hook this up, get this in, and I'll show you how I hooked it up. I got the panel mounted. And I'll put this into the FPL position. I have the transformers all installed and wired up, and I'm getting ready to terminate the power, okay, the power thing and the voltage monitor. Now what I'm doing is I'm tying it to two breakers in here that are on different phases, and the reason I'm doing that is the same voltage that appears here is going to be the same from the FPL or the same from the generator. So I figured I'd just put it up here. If I wanted separate, I'd have to build another panel, voltage from here to one, voltage from the generator to the other. That was not important to me. The voltage is going to be what I want to monitor. There's no sense putting a separate box in here. So anyway, I'm getting ready to terminate the power feeds. Are 14 gauge stranded because they're 15 amp breakers. So I tell you it works, but anyway, I don't want to tell you how I found out. I shorted it, and anyway, we got it. It works. All right, the installation is complete. You can see it's monitoring now the voltage, the current amperage, 24.8 and 35 on the other leg. This leg is this one over here, but it doesn't really matter. And energy, that's how much, and then she is clocking up. That's how much, like your FPL watt meter. This is how they add up what you've used. This is like the gas pump when you're filling the tank. And that's the voltage. Across the two legs is 243 volts. That's the actual power wattage that I'm using right now on each leg. They're different because each leg has got different things. Right now the generator is, the washer is running and the dryer is running, so that's why I got this high power level. The water heater was on moments ago, it just dropped out. Now when I'm running on generators, I will manage it, but anyway, let me finish the installation. So you can see here I have all the transformers wired up. This is the FPL, this is the generator, which is set on generator. If I put it on FPL, you're going to see something interesting. It just dropped down to 0 watts. 0. Okay, so I'm going to reset all of this because obviously this is the reading, the total from FPL. It'll read the same on both sides, but right now I'm drawing no power. Obviously the generator is not running, but the power voltage monitors are up here on two circuit breakers next to each other because you have to do that so they're on two different phases, so you get to 240. If I put this one up here, you would see 110 or 120, whatever. So let me come back over here to FPL, and there's my power, 462 watts, see the point there, and this is 1400 watts down here. Each leg is drawing something different. So I think the dryer is on, that's why we're getting this on this leg, and I think it's on. The dryer on? No, dryer is on, yeah, okay. But the heat may have dropped off. So that's what's going on here. This is the installation of my power meter. Hope you enjoyed it. Please, on this one I want comments, especially from you electricians. I'm an amateur electrician, like an amateur radio operator. I have taken some AC electrical courses in the past. That was a long time ago. I try to keep as current as I can, but anyway, I try to use good practice and do it right. But if any electricians out there looking at this and see something that maybe you think I should change or correct or improve, your comments are appreciated. So this is N2SQ George in Sarasota, Florida, and I hope you enjoyed this and you got something out of it. And I'm not done yet. Wait a minute, let's scratch that. The next thing I'm going to do is hook up the generator so you can see the generator running on this. All right, I have my generator hooked up, ready to go. I just ran it for a minute just to make sure she was warmed up. This is a Champion, what model? I know what model it is. I'll put that information in the video. As you can see, it's a 10,000 watt surge, 8,000 watts running. That's on gasoline. With propane, it's a little less, about 175 watts less at 925 running, starting, and 7,250 running continuous. And it'll run on gasoline, which I haven't run it on yet, or propane, LPG gas, or propane. It's electric start, also a pull start. This, if I remember right, was $989 delivered to my garage, period. No tax, no free shipping. Company is called Electric Generators Direct. They're in Chicago. I will put the link in the video and down below. Incredible buy. I had looked locally, especially on the run-up to Hurricane Irma. They weren't available, but the prices that they were asking for smaller ones were in the $2,000 range. So I said, that's absurd. So I got this guy, Champion Dual Fuel. This is a Generac cable. It's a 30 amp cable. I connect that into my power input. It's a twist lock. It's a twist lock in there. Yeah, I'll show you. By myself, sorry. Anyway, and there's the cable. Put it in. Doing this my single-handed here, so you'll have to bear with me. And then twist it. Get it in and twist. Locks it in. That runs over to here. Enters up there. This is the back feet. So right now I'm going to shut the dryer off. The dryer is running right as we speak. So let me just dump that for now. I'll turn it back on when I get the generator running. So I'm going to start the generator. It's going to get a little noisy. And then I will transfer this and you'll see what the situation is here. Let me turn the fuel on. When it's cold, they want you to choke it, but they ran it already, so it's not cold. It should start right up. Power's on. Here it goes to run. Generator has a voltage meter. That's a voltmeter, frequency, and runtime. So now what I'm going to do is just dump everything. Here was my computers, my TV, everything went off. The other thing I did is I put an emergency light in the garage. So when I lose commercial power, my light comes on out some light in here. So I've taken out the main breaker, dropped this down, the back feeds in, you heard the generator kick in. So now let's go over here, see what we're running. We're running at 5,000 watts at each leg. All in the house. I can dump some of this power I don't need. You know that. You know that. I don't know what we're running in here. Refrigerator's probably running. Yep. Now this is pretty cool. I'm going to turn on some of the stove top. You'll see, come on. Generator pulled down a little bit. But I can turn on all of them. Now the reason why I built this power meter is obviously this generator cannot run the full house all the time. So I can power manage. I can shut off the water heater. That was one of the things that was pulling. You'll see the power level drop. And the air conditioner I can shut off. Air handler. This is my amplifier. I can shut that off. The dryer I can shut off. So now I can power manage. Select what I want when I want it. We're talking about in an emergency situation. You're not going to run the whole house as normal. The refrigerator is running. That's the primary thing. We'll be able to cook, take showers, run the water heater as we need it. Put the water heater back on. Okay, the water heater is warming up. So you can hear the generator kicked in, and it jumped up to 5,000 watts. I drop it off. Put the water heater back on. So it's heating water. Okay, the dryer is running. And we're almost at the max. We're almost at the max of the generator, running at 6,500. It'll run up to 8 almost. Pretty good shape. So the dryer is running. Now I'm going to cut that out and shut the back feed. You'll hear the generator drop right out. Alright, I'll put this up and bring these back online. Now you see, I'm going to bring this back to commercial. And there you have it. I like this Champion. This really does the job on the house. I'm able to cook. I'm able to run the dryer, water heater, power management. And now I'm back. I have the main in, back feed is off. I made up this, got a little magnetic backing on it. I made up this operation startup, and the backside is a shutdown procedures for anybody who is here. That if I'm not here, and when the power is lost, follow these steps. So anyway, we've gone through it with my neighbor Bill. We went through it step by step and tweaked it, corrected all the things that needed to be corrected, and that's a good working operations setup, the startup procedure. And there I am monitoring my power. One of the things I didn't show you is that you can turn the light with this little button over here, off and on. Also, if you hold it in, you can clear whatever. You can do whatever you want. I'm not doing that. It'll time out. Back to normal. Right now one phase is on 935 watts. Up here is 500 watts. The dryer is running on FPL. And we're good. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please comment. Please comment. Even if you like it, don't like it, and you think it's needs something, the thumbs up, thumbs down are meaningless to me. Everybody has an opinion. Opinions are like belly buttons. Everybody's got one. If you're gonna give me a thumbs down, put a comment in there why you put a thumbs down, because I'm always open to ideas. I'm not perfect. I'm not a professional engineer. I'm just a homeowner and a ham radio operator and whatever other things I've done in the past that I could be arrested for if people only knew. But then be constructive. Critics are a dime a dozen. People who know what they're talking about are good critics, are a gem and are worth listening to. So that's what I appreciate you do. Give me constructive criticism and to make videos better. Thank you so much for watching. This is December 23rd, the day before Christmas Eve. So you all have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. One of the things I've done is I've saved the packaging. I'm using it as a cover. A plastic bag, I'll stick over the top of that, and I'll show that in a second here. Back on it. Now I cut this box to accommodate the wheel, and I'll put that on there, and you'll see how I cover it, protect it. And there you go, with the box on the top. Covers it nice and securely, and it gives me a storage shelf. Multi-purpose for things. Anyway, thank you for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed it. And I'll put as much information about the generator and the meter on the video as possible. Thank you. Bye-bye.